Talking Giants YouTube, hello. First place fans of the New York Football Giants, hello. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin Pennick, and typically what we do on Saturdays is we do our 5 keys to victory video. I don't like how I have lighting now. Like half of my face isn't covered in a shadow. You can see it back there. You can see the light back there. But what I don't like about lighting is that you can see how I look like I'm a mess.
Boom. Bum.
You can see how I'm just a mess of a person. I can't grow a beard. I can only grow a neck beard. There's like blemishes on my face that I didn't even know that I had. So it's just bad. But good news is I have my Santa hat back there, my giant Santa hat. But I also still have my Good Luck Pumpkin. I put my Good Luck Pumpkin up, I think, right by the Buccaneers game. And the Giants really turned their season around after playing the Buccaneers. So we cannot touch that pumpkin. We can't. We can't touch that pumpkin. The New York Football Giants are playing the Seattle Seahawks tomorrow at 4 o'clock, not 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And we have a 5 keys to victory video to talk about it. So let's do it. Let's talk some keys to victory. 5 of them to be exact, because that's a nice number for sports purposes. Sure. Key to the victory number 1, and this is, I wish I could make this key number 1, 2, and 3, but that's not fun. But key to victory number 1, and it's the most important key to victory: limit the explosive plays by the Seahawks offense and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, 1 out of every 4 passing attempts in 2020 has gone for at least 15 yards, 15 air yards, and it's the same thing on first down. 25%, 1 out of every 4 of their passing attempts on first down, which the Seahawks, they've been throwing the ball a lot, they're going for at least 15 air yards. That's kind of insane. That's kind of insane. You know, we see how conservative the Giants is, and we've been guys to kind of criticize that, how conservative the Giants are with not throwing the ball deep down the field. Well, that's taking it to a whole nother level. But when you have a quarterback like Russell Wilson, an elite quarterback, which they haven't let him do that for years in Seattle. People have been asking for Russell Wilson to do that for years in Seattle, and this is the first year that they're really letting him rock and roll, let Russ cook. That's the corny phrase that's going on. But it also helps when you have Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, 2 of the league's best wide receivers, and they're working very well with Russell Wilson, which helps. But what the Giants have to do is they have to keep everything in front of them, limit the explosive play, and they've been doing a great job of that all year. The Giants are 3rd in the National Football League in the pass defense that limits explosive plays down the field, 15 yards or more. They're doing a great job of limiting the explosive play. They've been elite in that regard. So strength against strength. The Seahawks' strength is expanding the ball downfield. The Giants' strength has been keeping everything in front of them. If they can limit the explosive play, and if they can limit drives to 3 points instead of 7, we're talking about a possible ball game that we have. Key to the game number 2. On the other side of the ball for the Giants, where does the big play come from for the Giants? We have seen in this Giants winning streak that they have done more than just have the 12-play drive and then punch it in with Wayne Gallman, or have a 12-play drive and then just kick a field goal. We have seen a lot of the scoring drives where Wayne Gallman is running it for a 1-yard touchdown. A lot of those scoring drives are centered around big plays that are coming from on the offensive side of the ball, whether it's Evan Ingram last week against Cincinnati, whether it's Darius Slayton catching a ball on the sideline, whether it's Golden Tate going up and catching a ball against Philadelphia at home. Remember that drive where it was Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate on back-to-back plays that had big explosive plays that put the Giants in the red zone. So big explosive plays have been the reason why the Giants have gotten over the 50-yard line and they've gotten into the red zone, and then Wayne Gallman has been able to punch it in from there. So my question is, where is the big play going to come from in this Giants offense? They can't just methodically march down the field. I don't know if Colt McCoy and the Giants offense is good enough to have multiple scoring drives where they're just methodically 4 or 5 yard chipping away each individual play. They need to come up with something where they have, boom, a 40-yard play, a 50-yard play, a 60-yard play that will get them on the other side of the 50, get them in the red zone, or even score on that big play itself. That is what the Giants are going to need to keep up with such a high-powered Seattle offense. Key to the game number 3, let's see some 3 defensive lineman formations. So I'm thinking mixes of Dalvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, plus you have an edge rusher on the outside. I'm thinking of Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, B.J. Hill. BJ Hill is an underrated pass rusher. He hasn't put up a ton of production, but he also doesn't have a lot of snaps, but he's putting together some good examples of good film. And also, why I say three defensive lineman formations, Kyler Fackrell's hurt. He's going to be missing the next few weeks. So Patrick Graham is going to have to get a little creative about how he's going to get pressure on the quarterback. I would love to see those three defensive lineman formations. Cam Brown has been solid. Carter Coughlin has been solid. Nico Lalos, who had the interception last week, he was solid in the few snaps that he played. But I trust the big guys up front with a rotating edge piece in there. I trust those three big guys that we would have in there to get to the quarterback to try to collapse the pocket. 3 defensive lineman formations. And speaking of kind of mixing up different defensive looks, key to the game number 4 is, do we see more of Xavier McKinney? When Xavier McKinney was in the game for the few snaps that he was in last week, you saw 4 safety formations. 4. Where Julian Love, Peppers, Ryan, and McKinney were all on the field at the same time. That is insanity. That is insane. So are we going to see that again, and are we going to see it more? How are they going to implement Xavier McKinney, especially when you don't have, you're missing more guys. You're missing Kyler Fackrell, and he was a huge piece of this defense. So how is Patrick Graham going to throw a wrinkle and try and confuse Russell Wilson, maybe give him some different looks that they haven't seen on film so far this year? Key to the game number 5, protect Colt McCoy and get the ball out of his hands quickly. Getting the ball out of the hands of Colt McCoy quickly, so he's not hesitating, so he's not forcing the ball into any tight area where we're turning over the ball. Or Colt McCoy also is not as athletic as Daniel Jones, where maybe he can improvise a little bit or scramble. So protecting Colt McCoy needs to be one of the big priorities for the Giants, so we're not getting any turnovers, we're not getting any fumbles, anything like that. All right, that's a 5 keys to victory video. This one was a little long because I really wanted to explain why limiting the deep play for the Giants defense, it needs to be a priority. This game is probably going to be the most fun game in terms of seeing how Patrick Graham is going to combat one of the best offenses in the league. And we've seen the Seattle offense has been closer to the Giants offense, which has been average over the last 6 weeks. They've been closer to average than they have been to the Chiefs offense, let's say, hypothetically. And you see the graphic I have up on the screen right now. So if the Giants can force some turnovers, and if they basically play perfect cookie cutter ball on offense, they have a chance. But it's gonna need to be the defense that's gonna carry them through this, and Patrick Graham. So that's why I'm really excited to see what the Giants defense can do, because it's really gonna be, if they can really prove themselves and how they can prove themselves going up against such a dynamic offense. All right, so we will see you tomorrow for a podcast, a Victory Monday podcast. Believe it, and it will happen. Michael Strahan. Go Giants. See you soon. Peace.